Now that's what you call good football.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast and 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. A short kick taken at the 18. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Wilson going to come out throwing. And he's taken down here by the Saints. A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards to pick up there. He was out there waving his arms. I mean, you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help. I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
He'll go up top here for Hamler. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Working out of the gun, Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They go play action. Winston. And this one taken in by Olave. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Jameis now on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Sims. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Off the play fake, Winston. He completes it to Olave. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Play fake, Winston. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints are an extra point away from capturing the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and they take the lead here at 7-6. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. A short kick taken at the 18. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
You gotta go, in and out, let's go. Hey, alert.
Now it's Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. This is intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Saints are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. On play action, Winston. He gets it to Sims, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000 is a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Play action now. Winston. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First grab for Thomas. It's good for a first down as well. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
They gash him in a big way on that last run, and defense fortunate to tackle him on the 2-yard line, but doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the defense's plan. And that's the one thing the coordinator has to do to make sure the confidence stays high. Okay, sometimes they're going to get a big play against us. That doesn't mean we change everything and abandon our game plan. But now they have to stiffen and try and keep him out of the end zone.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. In motion left, the tight end. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half, he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Kamara trying again, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Jameis to throw it. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there, with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 15 now. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Fielded right around the 8. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. 1st down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw taken in by Bourne. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Down inside the 40.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Kamara up the middle, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. A short kick taken at the 18. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
36 power.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. That last drive was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. On 1st and 10, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw, Winston. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On third down, Winston. And that is incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And the Saints are going to have it here just past the 25.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Winston's throw there complete to Sims.
And some room to roam now. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's Winston. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He's got the connection downfield to Hamler. Finding room at midfield. Down the sideline he goes.
Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the third quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the... A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll go jet sweep here with Sutton. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They go play action with Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now Wilson.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it, but it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop him before he could get to the marker.
They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Always got some breathing room. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
116 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They go play action. Winston.
That one on the money to Bourne downfield.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. It doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Winston now. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Saints add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again. So another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And after the sack on first down. Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick.
And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40.
A huge play there for Denver. 46 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And the Saints are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, Bob, because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
142 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
They run it again with Kamara. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now the try here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Fielded right around the 8. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. There he goes right side. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Gano for the extra point. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On play action, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They can continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. A give. This is Kamara. And he's got room. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one.